Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel, and this is my review for Shelby Oaks, which is a horror movie released by Neon, written and directed by Chris Stuckmann. The movie stars Camille Sullivan as Mia, a woman whose younger sister, Riley, disappeared 12 years ago. Riley was the host of this YouTube show called The Paranormal Paranoids, and for 12 years she has vanished. During the events of this movie, Mia comes across some new information that leads her closer to finding Riley, and it's just a matter of, will she be able to find her sister? If you watch my channel, then there's a very good chance that you also watch Chris Stuckmann. And for those of you who don't know who Chris Stuckmann is, he is one of the most high-profile film critics on YouTube in terms of people who started out on YouTube, along with people like Jeremy Johns and the Schmoes Know. He's basically an inspiration for a lot of other people on this platform to start reviewing movies. I am not one of them. I enjoy Chris Stuckmann's videos. I mean, I was an avid viewer of his channel from, I think, 2013 to 2017, but I can't say I was influenced by him. When I started this YouTube channel, I didn't even know who Chris Stuckmann was. I only discovered him around the time Man of Steel came out, and that was 2 months after I started this YouTube channel. Now, the YouTube channels in terms of movie reviews that I was influenced by were Cinemassacre and Double Toasted, which at the time was known as Spill.com. But I've always enjoyed Chris Stuckmann's reviews when I watched him consistently. I kind of stopped watching him back around 2018 when I could get a sense that he didn't like talking about movies anymore, and he just really wanted to go forward with making movies. Then in 2021, he made a decision to stop posting negative reviews, as in, if he saw a movie and he didn't like it, then he wasn't going to review it, which was a bold choice, and honestly, it's one that I get. I get wanting to go this route and dedicate your channel to film celebration, because while reviewing bad movies can be fun, and those are the most entertaining reviews, it's, in my opinion, more fun to talk about the movies that you love. So I honestly get his decision to go this path, but the way he's doing it has led to some very, let's just say, questionable videos. But you know what? I'm not here to talk about Chris Stuckmann, the film critic. That's a whole other topic for a whole other video. I'm here to talk about Chris Stuckmann, the filmmaker, and his movie Shelby Oaks, which I was looking forward to because, look, Chris Stuckmann's one of us. The fact that he actually got this movie financed, that Mike Flanagan came on as an executive producer and it got picked up by Neon, and they added some more money for reshoots. It's impressive that he got this movie out there. So regardless of my opinions on Chris Stuckmann, the film critic, right now, I was excited for Chris Stuckmann and his first movie. I went into this movie with the best of intentions, wanting to love it, and unfortunately, I just did not. I tried with this movie. Like, I really went into this with an open mind, because for me, honestly, all the Chris Stuckmann hate that I see on YouTube is from all the people that are the wrong people. Usually when I see a Chris Stuckmann hate video, I look at the rest of their channel and go, oh, well, you're no better. In fact, you might actually be worse. But back to Shelby Oaks, there are actually some things that I like about this movie. It's got a great sense of atmosphere, first of all. The cinematography in this movie is fantastic. It has a really good look to it, and Camille Sullivan is fantastic. She carries this entire movie on her shoulders when it comes to the actors, and there are genuine moments of terror in her eyes. I also found myself on the edge of my seat throughout a good few moments in this movie, just like this or that. Yeah, he created some real moments of tension that admittedly were effective in the moment as I was watching this movie. And to be honest, that's where all my positives end with this movie, because the more I've sat on this movie, and when I was walking back home from the theater after seeing it, the more my opinion on this movie soured. Because despite all the good things I have to say about this movie, and they are good things, the rest of the movie is just very generic, derivative. It's so many other horror movies in one. It's Blair Witch Project, it's Paranormal Activity, some people have said it's Hereditary, which I've not seen myself, so I can't comment. But it encompasses so many different subgenres of horror that it doesn't have its own identity. It just feels like a ripoff of all these other movies without doing anything original. And as good as Camille Sullivan is in this movie in terms of her acting and Chris Stuckmann's direction of her, the script does not do her any favors. A lot of the characters in this movie make incredibly stupid decisions, like when Mia tries to go out looking for her sister in the dead of night. She goes into this abandoned asylum without anybody else at night, in the middle of the woods, at night, this creepy old cabin where this old lady is, and I'm thinking, no one in their right mind would ever do something like that. Like, if I'm going out looking for my sibling that disappeared, I'm going out in the day, I'm bringing my friends with me, I'm bringing a baseball bat, because if I see anything that is like suspicious or supernatural, I'm whacking that thing with the bat because I have a brain. And this ultimately leads to the biggest problem I have with this movie. It's the script, right down to it being derivative of other movies, to the characters being really stupid at points, to all these plot elements that just come in and go nowhere. For example, there's a subplot where Mia and her husband are trying to have a kid, but they just can't. By the way, one thing I also really find to be a big cliche with that husband character is that Mia is basically breaking down her beliefs on what happened with Riley, and that there's somebody who appears earlier in the movie that may be connected to her disappearance. And the husband's response is, "You need help," and just walks away. And I'm like, well, fuck you, buddy. But also, it's just a dull, uninspired, and lazy cliche of a character's like friend or spouse thinking that the main character is crazy in a horror movie. It's tiring. I can actually name 2 examples of horror movies where they either steer clear of this cliche or they take it in a different direction. The first one is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. When Dr. Loomis returns to Haddonfield, the new sheriff is hesitant to believe Loomis at first that Michael Myers is back, but he goes, you know what? I don't believe you, but I'm not going to take any chances with this. Let's go out and try and stop Michael Myers and protect this relative of his niece. That's a smart character right there. And then another example I have where the movie completely abandons this cliche is It Follows. In that movie, Jay's friends don't see the entity that is following her throughout the film, and they say, you know what, we don't see what you see, but we're your friends. We're gonna stick by you and just basically take care of you and help you out. That's something I want to see, and considering that Chris Stuckmann has criticized so many of these like horror cliches or just lazy writing, it's baffling that he falls into those traps, especially when it comes to the movie's ending, which I'm not going to say what it is. It was enough to just ruin the whole experience, and I was trying to be with this movie. It had an engaging opening. I like how it kind of shifts from a mockumentary style to a real movie after the first 20 minutes. But there's so many things in this movie that are ambiguous, that make no sense, and that ending, it goes full-blown M. Night, which is not surprising, considering that Chris Stuckmann has cited Signs as the movie that inspired him to become a filmmaker. Yeah, this is just terrible all around. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I wanted him to succeed, but I gotta be honest and say that this is a terrible movie. Don't waste your money on it. If you have to see this movie for whatever reason, just wait for streaming. And I know that's not something Chris Stuckmann would want to hear, considering that he's a champion of the theater experience, and I am too, but it's gotta be worth your time and money, and this movie is just so not. It doesn't have an engaging story that I care about, nor does it have any characters that I either like, can relate to, or want to root for. As good as Camille Sullivan is, Mia is just not that interesting of a character. This was a major letdown. This is easily one of the worst movies I have seen this year. Major disappointment considering how much I was rooting for Chris Stuckmann to transfer from film critic to filmmaker. And I'll give him another chance the second time. Whatever he does for his next movie, he at least has the experience of making a movie. So I'll give him another chance, but this movie right here, terrible. And there you go, that's my review for Shelby Oaks. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this review. I want to give a special thank you to my subscribers and YouTube members right over here. You guys are the reason why this channel continues to grow every day. And if you want to help to financially support the channel, you could do so via YouTube memberships for as little as $1.99 a month. But until next time, I want to know what you guys think about Shelby Oaks if you've seen it. Whatever your opinion is, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on these social media platforms and my theme park and travel channel right here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day and take care of yourselves.